नायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि।
कुरिपिंचवे करुणांबुरासी धीम तारा जतुलतो प्राणमे नाट्यं चेसे गतुलतो नामशतं मूल नतुलतो नापैननी चुपापेला ऐसे डोरे डाले काला जादू नैना काले तेरे में हवाले हुआ सीने से लगा ले मैं तेरा ओ दोनों धीमे धीमे जले आजा दोनों ऐसे मिले जमीन पे लागे ना तेरे ना मेरे पाँव रे
मनवा लागे लागे रे सावरे ले तेरा हुआ जिया का ये गाँव रे। Thank you guys for an amazing performance. Now I would like to invite Sushma and team for an act.
స్నానం చేయాలి బస్సు ఎక్కాలి ఇక బస్సులకై వెయిటింగ్.
ఎక్కడున్నావు?
వస్తున్నా
తొందరగా రా, బస్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది.
ఆపు 1 minute వస్తున్నా.
బస్సులకై వెయిటింగ్ ఫుట్బాల్ ఫైటింగ్ క్యాంటీన్ మీటింగ్ కళాశాలలో
ఏ నవ్య లే.
ఏంట్రా అది? టాబ్లెట్ సార్ డ్రాయింగ్ చేసుకొచ్చి తింటాం అంటే అదేంటో నాకే చెప్తావా? సారీ సార్, పద ఎలా వాడాలో చెప్తా. కాంచండ్రా కాలేజీ కంటిన్యూ అంటేనే ప్రేమ పక్షులకు హెవెన్. టీనేజ్ల పుకుటి కాపీలందించే కలర్ఫుల్ స్టేషన్.
Explain database.
A database is a GMT one in some language, but it's carefully before investing and it's called database.
పెంచురో పార్టీ సింబల్ వేసేద్దాం చలో వాళ్ళు పోస్టరు గెలిచే గ్యాంగ్ ఇది కాలర్లెత్తరో క్యాంపస్ మొత్తము క్యాంపెయిన్ చెయ్యరో. అద్దిరా, ఇంకా మనకి ఎలక్షన్స్ కి 1 వీక్ టైం ఉంది. ఈ లోపల కాలేజ్ మొత్తం రచ్చ రచ్చ చేయాలి.
It's interview time.
యువర్ నేమ్ ఇస్ వాట్?
My name is Vignan, sir.
అమ్మా
My name is Vignan, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, thank you for giving this beautiful opportunity to me, sir.
A few hours later.
You're selected for the job.
చిన్న కూలింగ్ గ్లాస్ వచ్చే లోపు బ్రేకింగ్ న్యూస్ షర్ట్ బటన్ తీసేసి వేసే లుకి డాన్స్. ఒక ఇంజనీర్ అంటే చెయ్యొచ్చు నమస్కారం పెట్టాలమ్మా. వాడా ఇంజనీరా? ఎంత సంపాదించావు? ప్యాకేజీ ఎంత? ఇంజనీర్ అంటే ప్యాకేజీయా? ఇవాళ ఇంజనీర్ అంటే ఎంతేనంటే ప్యాకేజీ. ఎంత ప్యాకేజీ? ఏ కంపెనీ? వాడు ఏదో అన్నాడు అనుకో, యాపిల్. యాపిల్ కాదా? జాంపడు దొరకలేదా? యాపిల్ ఏంటి? టీసీఎస్ అన్నారు. టీసీఎస్ కాకుండా టీసీఎస్ లేదా? కొంచెం కష్టపడాల్సింది. అంటే ఉద్యోగం, ప్యాకేజీ. ఇంజనీరింగ్ అంటే ప్యాకేజీయా? ఇంజనీరింగ్ అంటే ఒక మోక్షగుండం విశ్వేశ్వరయ్యా. మరి నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటి? మాంగళ్యం తంతునానేనా పిన్న జీవితం తుందనానేనా తుదక్క మాంగళ్యం తంతునానేనా పిన్న జీవితం తుందనానేనా.
Thank you, friends. That's an energetic performance. Wishing all the engineers among my relatives and friends and among other Indians a very happy Engineers Day. Today, 15 September 2022 is the 161st birth anniversary of Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya Garu, which is celebrated in India as Engineers Day.
Sir Mokshagundam Vishweswaraya was born on 15 September 1861 in a Telugu-speaking Brahmin family in Mudenapalli village in Chikkabalapura district in the princely state of Mysore. He was an Indian engineer, scholar, statesman and served as the 19th Diwan of Mysore. He was knighted in a Knight Commander of the British Indian Empire by King George V for his contributions to the public good. He was also popularly known as Sir M.V. He passed away at the ripe old age of 100 years on 12th April 1962 in Bangalore, Karnataka, after leading a life filled with many achievements.
His important achievements are, firstly, Chief Engineer in the construction of the iconic Krishnaraja Sagar Dam across the Kaveri River near Mysore city. The second one, Chief Engineer in the construction of the flood protection system for the Hyderabad city. Designed and planned the entire area of Jayanagar in South Bangalore. The foundation of Jayanagar was laid in 1959. It was at that time the largest and one of the best planned layouts in Asia. Instrumental in charting out the plan for road construction between Tirumala and Tirupati. Was responsible for the founding of Mysore Soap Factory, Parasitoid Laboratory, Mysore Iron and Steel Works, in Bhadravati, Sri Jayachama Rajendra Polytechnic in Bangalore, Bangalore Architectural University, State Bank of Mysore and numerous other institutions.
Friends, is anyone interested in giving impressions on the Engineers Day or any singing performance? You guys are welcome here. It's time to exhibit your talent. We'll give prizes also.
Whoever comes first, they'll receive a momentum. Come on, this is a great chance.
Don't miss the opportunity, friends.
First come, first serve. Come on, friends. No one from CSE?
No one from IT?
We didn't ask for encouragement. Come on, show us your participation. Whoever comes first receives the momentum. Moment. And what about ECE? And Triple E? Let me welcome Lakshmi Priya onto the dais. Come on, give her a big round of applause.
So, good morning everyone. Sorry. So, happy Engineering Day. I wish all of you a happy Engineering Day. And to my madams also, they're here. Engineers. So, today I am here to represent all my friends here who didn't come up here because they thought someone will go. Engineers Day is a very special day for us. It is a day that dedicates to us, engineers. A lot of people don't recognize engineers, like some people don't recognize in some fields. But engineering is a very important for everyone. In wherever you go, you find an engineer. For construction, for technologies, for everything. We need an engineer for everything. And for making a wheel from the cave times, making a wheel, making a house, we always used engineering in every aspect of our lives, from caveman time to nowadays. So I think we should treasure this day and enjoy ourselves and be happy. Thank you everyone. This is my...
Thank you, Lakshmi Priya, for your valuable message. Now I would like to invite Amruta from IT department.
आपका 120 हो गया।
मैं गूगल
Savor the flavor of delicious food from the best restaurants near you, exclusively on Swiggy.
ఇంతకన్నా మంచి పోలికేది నాకు తట్టలేదు గాని అమ్మో ఈ లవ్ అనేది బబ్లు గమ్ము అంటుకున్నదంటే పోదు నమ్ము ముందు నుంచి అందరన్న మాటే గాని మళ్ళీ అంటున్నానే అమ్ము ఇది చెప్పకుండా వచ్చే తుమ్ము ప్రేమ నా పలేవు నన్ను నమ్ము ఎటగానే ఎదురు చూకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే అరే దేవుడా లోపటే పిల్లడా దగ్గరై నన్ను చేరదీస్తివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అడ్డ బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అడ్డ బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే మల్టీప్లెక్స్ లోని ఆడియన్స్ లాగా మౌనం కొన్నా గానీ అమ్ము లోన దండనగా జరిగిందే నమ్ము దిమ్మ తిరిగి నాదే మైండ్ సిమ్ము ఊపిరిని చేసావే చిన్నగా చినుకు తుంపరడిగితే కుండ పుటగా తుఫాను తెస్తివే మటగా మల్లె పువ్వు నడిగితే ముదగా పుల తొటగా పైనుచ్చి పడితివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అడ్డ బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే వేలినట్ట నన్ను తీసి బొట్టు పెట్టుకుంటివే గాలి కింది పువ్వు నేను నెత్తి నెట్టుకుంటివే.
Thank you, Amrita. That's a graceful performance. Now I would like to invite Jahnavi from ECE department for a dance.
మినీ తెలుగు
ప్రణవాలయ పాహి పరిపాలయ పరమేశి కమలాలయ శ్రీదేవి కురిపించవే కరుణాంబురాసి ధీం తారా ధీం ధీం తారా జతులతో ప్రాణమే నాట్యం చేసే గతులతో నామశతం మూల నతులతో నా పైన నీ చూపు ఆపేలా నా ఆలోచనే నిరంతరం నీకు నివాళినివ్వాలని నాలో ఆవేదనే నువ్వు ఆదరించేలా నివేదనవ్వాలని దేహమునే కోవెలగా నిన్ను కొలువుంచా జీవముతో భావముతో సేవలు చేసా ప్రతి ఋతువు ప్రతి కృతువు నీవని ఎంచా సతతము నీ స్మరణే ధీం తానా ధీం ధీం తానా జతులతో ప్రాణమే నాట్యం చేసే గతులతో నామశతం మూల నతులతో నా పైన నీ చూపు ఆపేలా శరణంటినే జనని నాద వినోదిని భువన పాలినివే అనాథ రక్షణ నీ విధి కాదటే మొరవిని చేరవటే
Thank you, Jahnavi, for your devotion today. I request all the students not to move till the end of the program. Thank you.
I request once again not to move till the end of the program. Thank you. I request all the students to maintain silence and decorum of the event. I request everyone to switch off your mobiles. That is what maintaining the decorum of the event. Respected dignitaries, faculty members, non-teaching staff and dear fellow mates, a very good morning to one and all. Happy Engineers Day to all the wonderful engineers here.
Today, I, Pratyusha,
And I, Jasmine,
welcome you all on this eve of Engineers Day organized by Vignan's Nirula Institute of Technology and Science for Women, Guntur.
a true engineer embodies the vision of a scientist, the skill of an artisan and the conviction of a leader. Engineers play a vital role in the development of a nation. Different parts of the country celebrate Engineers Day to appreciate the contribution of engineers.
Engineers operated the interface between science and society. To make contributions of this kind, engineer requires the imagination to visualize the needs of society and to appreciate what is possible, as well as the technological and social broadest understanding to bring his vision to reality.
India observes Engineers Day on September 15 as a mark of remembrance and tribute to Sir Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya Garu, who is considered as one of the greatest engineers in the country.
Sir Vishveshwaraya Garu is also known as the father of Indian engineering because of his enormous contributions and innovations in the field of engineering and development of society.
In 1915, while he was Diwan of Mysore, Vishveshwaraya Garu was knighted as a Knight Commander of the Order of the Indian Empire by the British for the contributions of public's good.
India has been celebrating Vishveshwaraya's birth anniversary as Engineers Day since 1968. The kind of engineer he is what made his birthday be celebrated as Engineers Day.
Here, I extend the pleasure of Engineers Day by welcoming our fellow mate, Miss M. Snigdha of 2nd DCE for a dance performance.
సతులతో శరణాగతులతో శ్రీభూసతులతో శరణాగతులతో ఏడు కొండల పైన చక్కగా బ్రహ్మరూపునికి బ్రహ్మోత్సవం అఖిల లోకాల అమృతోత్సవం సుర సమూహాల సరసోత్సవం వెంకటేశ్వరుని విజయోత్సవం బ్రహ్మాండ నాయకుని బ్రహ్మోత్సవం బహురూపధారునికి బ్రహ్మోత్సవం శేషవాహనమెక్కి శాంతినే కలిగించు చిన్న శేషుని ఎక్కి చింతలను పోకార్చు శేషవాహనమెక్కి శాంతినే కలిగించు చిన్న శేషుని ఎక్కి చింతలను పోకార్చు సింహవాహన శౌర్యముని పెంచు హంసవాహనమెక్కి ఆయనే కలిగించు ముత్యాల వానల్లు మూచికరిపై కురియ ముత్యాల పందిరిలో ముద్దాయ బ్రహ్మరూపునికి బ్రహ్మోత్సవం అఖిల లోకాల అమృతోత్సవం సుర సమూహాల సరసోత్సవం వెంకటేశ్వరుని విజయోత్సవం బ్రహ్మాండ నాయకుని బ్రహ్మోత్సవం బహురూపధారునికి బ్రహ్మోత్సవం
Snigdha, for mesmerizing the audience with your graceful performance.
Guys, do you know about Silambam? Silambam is an ancient weapon-based martial art that emerged in Tamilakam, which is now the Tamil Nadu region of India. It is one of the oldest martial arts in the world. Pratyusha, can you explain us about the word Silambam?
Yeah, sure. The term Silambam contains a meaning which itself reveals about the sport. Silam stands for mountain and Bam stands for bamboo, which is the main weapon used in this form of martial arts.
This martial art techniques boosts up self-confidence and improves quality of life. These techniques are useful for women's self-defense. Here, our student M. Vishnupriya, who is expertise in this art and also gold medal winner at district level competitions, is now invited for a performance. Guys, put together your hands to encourage her with a big round of applause.
That's an amazing performance. We got to know about you, Vishnupriya, for your amazing performance.
Let's start our program by inviting our dignitaries onto the dais. I deem it an honor. Radhika ma'am onto the dais. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, ma'am. I take privilege in inviting the Principal of Vignan Degree and PG College, Dr. V. Anuradha Garu, onto the dais.
Thank you, ma'am. It would be a pleasure inviting Dr. Lau Rattay Garu, the founder and chairman, Vignan Group of Institutions, onto the dais.
Thank you, sir. Now I consider it a privilege for inviting our today's chief guest, Mr. and Mrs. Sri Sivamakutam Garu, onto the dais.
I request Nalapneni Madhuri ma'am to come onto the dais.
It would be an immense honor to request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly start the event by lighting the lamp.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः.
Thank you all. I would be highly gratified to hear our beloved chairman, sir, to enlighten us with his valuable speech. Sir, please.
Chief guest of the day, very important day for all the engineers. Engineers Day. The chief guest of this day, Mr. Shiva, and also the Mrs. Madhuri, who are from BITS Pilani and turned to be great technocrats, especially in the emerging areas like VLSI design kind of things, and adding a lot of pride to the Guntur, because they are living in Guntur, working in Guntur, though the opportunities are more in metropolitan cities. They wanted to develop Guntur as one of the good centers for research in this area. I really appreciate their attitude and their work. And for all the chief guests and Principal Radhika, Anuradha, and faculty members, my dear students, and who are becoming engineers within 1 or 2 years. Very happy Engineers Day to all of you. So, all of you are aware, this is the Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya's birthday. He is celebrated as the Engineers Day of the entire country. But what is it, how special he is, Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya? What is it he has done for this country? So, yes, he is a great engineer, everybody knows. What is it he has done for this country? He has done all the projects to socially relevant projects, not just for research sake. All the projects are socially relevant projects, especially more so irrigation projects. Those days in the southern parts of the India, especially Karnataka and other parts, so the water was even now, that's the big problem. Water is the big problem for many states, and in future it would be a very serious and severe problem. Those days, farmers are used to suffer for lack of water. So he has developed a lot of irrigation projects with cost-effective irrigation projects. Then it saved large number of lives of large number of agriculturists, and also improved the economy of this country, especially of the South India. This is the major contribution. But in every field he has touched upon. So as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned, one of his great achievement is, so Visakhapatnam port was there. It was continuously eroded. అర్థమవుతుందా? అంతా అది సముద్రము దానికి కోసుకుపోతా ఉంది. So it is not stabilized, and many of the Indian engineers, foreign engineers tried to stabilize that. Nobody could be successful in that. So he has given a simple idea. అంటే ఎంత మట్టి వేసినా, ఎంత బయట నుంచి తీసుకొచ్చేసినా అది జారిపోతూ ఉంది, ఎరోడ్ అయిపోతూ ఉంది. సో మెనీ ఫారిన్ ఇంజనీర్స్ ఆల్సో ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ ఇట్ అండ్ miserably failed in the checking of that erosion. So he has simply given an idea. So he has dump one ship. ఒక షిప్ని ముంచేయండి అట్లానే అని చెప్పారు. Used ship, it was done, and everything was all right. Everything, it was stopped totally. ఏం చేయలేదు, మనుషులు లేరు, ఏమీ లేదు. సో ఒక షిప్ని, పాడైపోయిన షిప్ని అక్కడ ముంచేయమన్నారు. సింపుల్ ఐడియా. ఇట్ సాల్వ్డ్ ఎ మేజర్ ప్రాబ్లం. దట్ ఈస్ ద కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాన్ హీ ఈస్. Yes, that is the great mind he worked with. So, in the same way, he has contributed in a big way in many fields. Even for you, the spirit what you have to get on this day is you have to identify the socially relevant projects, not for simply research for research sake. What is it our father being an agriculture is facing the problem? What is it my mother while cooking is facing the problem? What is it when a traveler, how we is facing the accidents, how can we avoid? What is it, why there is a traffic jams now and then? What would be the solution? So these are the socially relevant things, anything. Maybe some of you, 1 or 2% may be thinking of the entrepreneurship, fine. And most of you, 98% of you must be thinking of the placements, getting a good job. Even to get a good job or with good packages, what the requirement is, so not your knowledge, not your marks, not your this thing. The requirement is, have you done any project or not? Do you have creative mind or not? Do you have any innovative approach or not? This is what they are going to see. Maybe because of your economic condition and all that, you may not start think of the startups or becoming entrepreneurship. That's fine. But even then, even if you are focusing on placements also, the biggest deal for high packages, what they are looking at you is, what is your innovation? What is your creativity? These are the things which are exhibited in your projects. So the projects are not simply projects are not for projects. Projects are for a purpose. It should be socially relevant. How it should be relevant to our, our road ride, maybe relevant to our cooking, maybe relevant to our farming, maybe relevant to our communication, maybe relevant to our our learning part, digital kind of thing. All these things, how it should be relevant to the society, relevant to the people. That is the major thing. The people look at it when you are giving. About 2 years back, one girl named Bhavya got 88 rank in IAS with BTech only. Why only with BTech, not without any post-graduation is there? When she has visited, I asked if she got the biggest mark in interview. That is how she got a very good rank in IAS. She got average mark, just above average mark in written test, but got very high marks in interview. What is it you have done in the interview? So, yes, it all went on about her project. She has developed a lighter calipers for the handicapped people. Not only development, she has distributed more than 10,000 people in that Bhimavaram area and seen that she has taken the feedback that they are happy with that. This is what she has done it in 3rd year and 4th year. Yes. So our entire interview went on with that, on that project only. So she got the, second biggest number in interview, being just BTech student, BTech completed. So that way, even in the technical companies also, what they look at is creativity and innovation. That's all. You see, every day you are using WhatsApp, Twitter, this, that, Facebook and all that. All these are the socially relevant projects. Your communication needs to be faster. Your communication needs to be effective. Your communication needs to be attractive. This is what they have done. Not the technical thing. It is what the society wants it. Yes, they have done it and they became the billionaires. The biggest part in that is, I told you last time also, so they became the richer people than regular manufacturers like Airbus, aircrafts or motors or other things. These WhatsApp people, Facebook people and Twitter people became richer than all these manufacturers. The difference is the manufacturers, they get the money as long as they are working. Anybody can work, or any factory work for 15, 16 hours a day. Fine. That's it. Yes, whenever they work, they get the money, some returns. But these things, these companies, they are getting the money when they are sleeping. This WhatsApp fellow sleeps as of now, but he gets the money because we are using the WhatsApp. Twitter fellow sleeps at this moment, but he gets the money because we are using. That is the basic thing. They get the money 24/7. This is all socially relevant, socially connected. Yes. So that fellow, yes, a Facebook fellow, he has given an interview to some journalist. So who are your competitors? Who are your biggest enemy? Is it WhatsApp or Twitter or something else? No, they are not my enemies. They are not my competitors also. My enemies are the sleep of the people. If the people won't sleep, I get more money. This is it, what he is telling. So why I am telling you, this is a socially connected subject, socially connected affair. This is how the engineering students should think in a creative way and in an innovative way, and make yourselves big in the lives. So yes, so once again, a very happy Engineers Day to all of you. At least, at least from this day, how differently we can think, how tangentially we can think. Normally people think vertically or horizontally, but you have to think tangentially. So why should it be? Yes. Yes. That is called lateral thinking. All the inventors, all the discoverers got not normal thinking. That is the lateral thinking. So the apple was fallen even before the birth of the Newton. Why Newton got the idea? Because he thought of very laterally. Apples సృష్టిలో పుట్టినప్పటి నుంచి పడతానే ఉన్నాయి కదా, న్యూటన్కి ముందు చాలా ఉంది కదా. సో అయినా ఎవరికి గుర్తుపట్టలేదు, బికాస్ దట్ ఫెలో హ్యాస్ డన్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ ఇన్ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్, సో ఈ గాట్ ద ఐడియా ఫస్ట్ టైం. దట్స్ ఇట్. సో థింక్ ఇట్ వెరీ laterally, very tangentially. That is called all the common factor of all the inventions or discoveries are they never think like others. They think differently. So yes, they do differently. So these are the things you have to remember on this day. Wish you a very, very happy Engineers Day. Once again, on behalf of me, on behalf of all of you, I thank the chief guests, Mr. Shiva and Madhuri, for their presence over here. And I am sure that they are going to give a very inspiring message to you. And I am requesting them to associate, not as a guest, associate with our institutions to develop the research in the institutions, both among the faculty and the students. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your thought-provoking address. Sir, I am sure your address will help a lot in understanding. Now I request our principal, Dr. Paduri Radhika Madam, to deliver her message.
Respected beloved chairman sir, Dr. Lau Rattai garu, today's chief guest Sri Shiva Makutam garu, and guest of honor Srimati Nallapneni Madhuri garu, and our friend Dr. V. Anuradha garu, and my dear colleagues and students, a very happy Engineers Day to all of you. So this is like celebrating your own birthday. So what is that resolution you need to take? Each day you need to take a new resolution because every day is a new life for all of us. So as rightly pointed out by our chairman sir, we are in the process of doing the community service projects, identifying the key areas where the real-time projects have to be projected. So from the past 2 days, all of you were very busy conducting various competitions, coming out with different ideas using Ideathon. And most of you have done very good projects in C language. That is really welcoming to all the girls present here. And recently, we have got a very good news that one of our student by name Cherishma, she was placed in Amazon with 80,000 stipend per month, and if she performs well, she will be going up to 44 lakhs per annum. So not only that, most of our students are really doing well by going to hackathons, and in the current academic year, almost 10 to 20 students have got more than 5 lakhs per annum packages, and still there are more companies we are waiting for the result announcement. And definitely year by year we are definitely seeing a lot of change in all the girl students, definitely under the guidance of our beloved chairman sir, because he is the one who is encouraging the students that programming is the key factor for getting settlement in life, and that is the reason you're all working hard with various coding challenges, working out with various code chefs, being in the leaderboards, etc. So girls, I really appreciate all of you and wish that all of you get placed before you leave this campus. Thank you one and all. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Sri Sivamakutam Garu is one of the renowned personality. He got state 6th rank in intermediate in combined state of Andhra Pradesh. He completed his graduation from BITS Pilani. He is one of the 2 students from BITS Pilani in the final year of engineering to do internship in Infineon Technologies, Singapore. He has 20 years of top-notch experience in semiconductor and chip design as well as in IT industry. He rendered his services as principal consultant, IT advisor to Government of Andhra Pradesh. He has been independent director of BAML, Department of Defence Production, Ministry of Defence, Government of India. He has been working as senior director in Invicas Technologies, Guntur, and that is the only Indian multinational company in semiconductor and chip design. He is the founder of Ahalya Foundation. He has given career orientation to more than 20,000 college students across various technical and non-technical topics. Presently, he is doing the seminar too as part of his social work through Ahalya Foundation. Now I request our chief guest, Mr. Sri Sivamakutam Garu, to address the gathering.
Good morning to everybody. First of all, I would like to tell you a happy Engineers Day. And then I would like to express my pleasure of sharing dais with Rattai Garu. The reason is, when I was in my 10th standard, I am from Tenali. When I was in my 10th standard, I wanted to do my intermediate education at Vignan, Vadlamudi. At the time, of course, I couldn't do it, but at the time, we were talking about Vishweswaraya Garu, who is responsible for this day to be Engineers Day, but I would like to introduce a person who thinks tangentially, who thought tangentially at that time, and made so many people from the combined state of Andhra Pradesh go to BITS Pilani and settle so well in their lives and helped so many thousands of families, and that is Rattai Garu. So the lateral thinking or the tangential thinking and all such different positive thinking which made a difference in the lives of so many people. You have one person right here who actually thought that way, okay, and implemented, and that's engineering. That's engineering, okay? That's nothing different, and that's engineering. Now, let me tell you something. What are the good qualities of an engineer? Before that, I would also like to thank, my sincere thanks to Radhika Garu, who invited me here. And also, I would like to thank Anuradha Garu for being here. Coming back, what are the good qualities of an engineer? There are two things that come to my mind. An engineer is very spiritual. What is spirituality? Spirituality means detachment. Detachment means not being attached to anything. For example, a civil engineer is not attached to civil engineering. The civil engineer does some software, isn't it? So, electronics engineers, electrical engineers, they are not attached. They are very detached. They are very spiritual, right? So they just do whatever, software, coding, whatever. Whatever comes, whatever gets them a job. No problem, we are not attached. We are engineers, isn't it? Now, an engineer forgets about engineering, does MBA. All such things happen. So, very good quality. We are not attached. We are very detached, very spiritual. That's point number one. Engineers are very simple. Why do I say that? Because a doctor, somebody studies medicine, they will have Dr. Prabhakar, Dr. Malati, okay? A chartered accountant, CA Arun Kumar, CA Padmavati. But engineers, we don't have anything. We are very simple, isn't it? And at least doctors, chartered accountants, they study, they get a degree. Radio jockeys, RJ Shweta, radio jockeys, do they study radio jockey degree? But they are very proud to call themselves as radio jockeys. Engineers are not proud. We are very simple. We really are very simple. That's a very good quality, isn't it? Yeah? Okay. Now, jokes apart. When I actually came here, I asked Radhika ma'am, like, what are the streams of engineering that are here? She told me predominantly three things. Electronics engineering, computers or IT, software, and then electrical. So these are the three streams of engineering that are here. I would like to touch upon certain things from our daily life. Because we are engineers, let's think about engineering a little bit. First, electronics engineers. It doesn't mean that only electronics engineers have to listen or think about what I am saying. As an engineer, we should be more open. Engineering is not about a degree. As Rattai sir mentioned, engineering is about seeing the problems, seeing solutions to the problems. It can be any problem. Let's think about some things. I would like to tell certain things so that you are here today. Today is Engineers Day. But when you go outside this particular, conference, I think I would like you to think about this at least for 6 months. How do I make it happen? I cannot make it happen just by speaking whatever and inspiring you from my side for an hour. I cannot make that happen. I can only make that happen when that feeling comes from you. So how does that happen? Let's see. Let's wear a little bit of engineering hat. Electronics engineer. What does electronics engineers do? Take an example. Do you know what is chip design? By chips. బంగాళదుంప చిప్స్ ఇంట్లో అమ్మ చేసేవి కావు. లేస్ ప్యాకెట్లో ఉండే చిప్స్ కావు. వాట్ ఈస్ చిప్? వాట్ ఈస్ చిప్ డిజైన్? ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ సర్క్యూట్ డిజైన్. Okay, let's see how simple is integrated circuit design through basic common sense. it doesn't need any electronics engineering. Let's see how that is possible. When you talk about chip design, integrated circuit design, what are the various parameters that a person has to think before they start chip design? Let's have some kind of a thinking in a very, very normal way. You are developing a chip, you are designing a chip. What are the factors that affect chip design? First and foremost is functionality, isn't it? You should know whether you are designing a chip for an automobile, for a car, or for a mobile, isn't it? You should know the functionality. So what are the inputs you give? What are the outputs you get? So functionality, without thinking what is the purpose of the chip, there is no chip. Apart from functionality, what are the other factors? Let's think about something else. Let's think about timing. For example, when you are driving a car, you all know what is a power steering? What is a power steering? When you drive a car, if you turn the steering to the right side, car will turn to the right, steering will come back to the normal position. Isn't it? That is called power steering. Now, you are driving a car, you turn the steering to the right, the car turns right, the steering will come back to its normal position. That is functionality. Functionality is good. But what happens if the car turns right after 1 minute? What will happen? Did you get my question? What will happen? The car will turn right, but it will turn right after 1 minute. What will happen? You will meet with an accident, somebody else will meet with an accident, or both can happen, right? So timing, so the response time is very important. So when you are thinking about doing something, you have to think of it like this. Got it? Power of any chip, any integrated circuit is very important. Why? Let's say you are going to Delhi. You forgot your mobile charger. You're talking on your mobile phone. And then how long will the charge last? A day? 18 hours? Depends on how much you talk. Okay? So what happens after that? If you could design a mobile for which charge can last for 4 days, even if you forget your charger, by the time you come back, it's okay. You're not having any more cost of buying a new charger or asking somebody else for a charger. All those are costs, right? So whenever you think about these kind of things, you should think about that. What else will you think? Would you think about temperature? For example, you're talking on mobile phone, because everybody has mobiles these days. You're talking on mobile phone. In summer, okay, here. In winter, you're talking on mobile phone, you wear the same dress. In summer or winter, here may not matter that much. Let's say you are in Delhi. In summer, in May, it's very hot in Delhi. In December, last week of December, it's very cold in Delhi. You have to wear jerkins and all of that to protect yourself. But in summer, you're talking, your mobile did not wear anything. In winter also, you're talking, but you are wearing jerkins and protecting yourself, but you're not protecting the mobile. How is it functioning? So you have to think of all these things. How is it functioning? Because somebody who has designed a chip for that mobile thought that the operating conditions, the temperatures can be maybe minus 30 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. So they have designed for a range of temperatures, and that is why you're not really bothered about all these things. So you got the sense of how you have to think as an engineer. I will tell you one example to illustrate the greatness of electronics engineering. You purchased an apple, a kilo of apple or a dozen of apples you purchased 5 years back. Let's say 5 years back, a dozen apples costed you 50 rupees. Today, how much will the dozen apple cost? More than 50 rupees? You bought some vegetables or you bought a dress 5 years back. Today, will the dress cost you more or less? More. So anything in the world, when you go forward in time, it will cost more. Yes or no? Yes? Are you sure? Yes? Okay. Think of it, think of a mobile. 5 years back, the same mobile or some mobile is there, not a very advanced mobile. 5 years back also with the same features, that mobile was there. That mobile today cost maybe 10,000 rupees. 5 years back, for the same features, how much the mobile would have costed you? 50,000 rupees maybe, or 30,000 or 40,000 rupees. Whatever costed 40,000 5 years back, the same is not even costing you 10,000 rupees today. How is this possible? It is possible because of electronics engineers. It is possible because of chip design. Electronics is the only domain in the world, only industry in the world where along with time for the users, cost reduces. Why? Because VLSI, very large scale integration, happens because to help the society afford the electronics, afford all the devices. Otherwise, if VLSI is not there, then it would not come to the common people. All these electronic gadgets that we are using, TVs, mobile phones, washing machines, refrigerators, wherever there is electronics, cars, big, lot of, now car is not about mechanics, car is about electronics. Okay, so lot of these things are made affordable because of electronics engineering. Okay, so can electronics engineers clap for themselves? Here? Yeah. So it's because of all of you. Yes, very good. Very good. Now, let's talk about computers and IT. Let's talk about it. Now, similarly, let me tell you certain things. Very practical examples. Okay. I have come by car. I have a driver who drives the car. The car came here before you. 10 years from now, 10 years after today, cars will not have drivers. If I say, car, ila ra. Car, park chesko. If I say that in Telugu, car will recognize my voice. My voice. Only when I say, car will move. Park itself, car will search around 2 kilometer radius, where is the parking slot. It will search and park itself. It will drive on its own. It is going to happen 10 years from now. How is it possible? Because of artificial intelligence. Yes, because of AI. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. 10 years back, if we have to make a call to somebody in United States, we were not making that call. We were waiting that somebody in United States call us. Why? Per minute, it costs us 200 rupees. Who will talk? So we were waiting for somebody from US to call us. 10 years back, just 10 years back. Today, how do we call? WhatsApp, video call, not audio call. WhatsApp, video call. We are able to do it. But ask anybody 10 years back, they would not imagine that this is possible. Similarly, 10 years from now, your children would think, oh, you didn't know that cars don't need drivers. 10 years from now, your children would think about that. Okay, so it is that simple. AI is going to make that happen for you. Now, let's talk about another technology called augmented reality and virtual reality. How is that going to help you? How is that going to impact us? Let's think about it. The reason why I am saying all these things is, I'm actually, as engineers, what should you do? You should dream. You should dream. Okay? If you stop dreaming, you stop being an engineer. Okay? So Abdul Kalam once said, you should have big dreams. You should have wonderful dreams. So how do you get those dreams? You should have thoughts. You should have some information. You should have some motivation. You should start from somewhere. So I am sure a lot of you are already dreaming, and that is good. But if you are not, start from now. Not from today, from now. Now, augmented reality and virtual reality. There is a doctor in United States, a very renowned cardiologist in United States. So that person thought, okay, let me go to India. యాక్చువల్లీ నాకైతే తెలుగులో మాట్లాడాలని ఉంది, కానీ మ్యామ్ ఏం చెప్పారంటే ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడండి అన్నారు. కాబట్టి I don't know, I just asked ma'am, is there anybody who is not from, who doesn't know Telugu అని అడిగాను. She said most of them would know Telugu, but in the interest of that, I don't know, that one or two people who may not understand Telugu, who may be from outside, I am speaking in English. But let's say somebody in US, నేను ఎందుకు చెప్పానంటే అమెరికాలో ఉండటం గ్రేట్ కాదు. ఎనీవే, somebody in US, let's say a doctor, very renowned doctor, thought he will do 10 operations in, let's say 20 operations in India, let's say 30 operations in Africa, free, and then 5 operations in Pakistan, 2 operations in Bangladesh, let's say 45, 50 operations he will do. How much time he will take to do those operations by traveling all across? How much time he will take? Maybe for 50 operations across the world, he will take probably 2 months. 2 months. With augmented reality and virtual reality, he will simply sit in US only. He will have 50 doctors, surgeons, 20 in India, 30 in various countries in Africa. They will all be sitting. They will all be there in their own places. They will all wear specs. That doctor will wear specs. They all will wear specs. So he will have a board, 50 people. Okay, India, Guntur. He will press it. He will see what that surgeon is doing from America. He will see that. He will not travel anywhere. He will not spend 2 months of time. All he may spend is maybe 15 hours. In 15 hours, he can do 50 surgeries. So only some critical moment will be there. Some critical moment will be there when his intervention or his expertise is needed. That he will see what they are doing. He will tell what to do, and they will do it. This is going to happen in 10 years from now. Commercially, this is going to happen. There is a mechanic in Hyderabad, very, very skillful mechanic. That mechanic, there is a car that broke down in Guntur. There is a car that broke down in Punnur. There is a car that broke down in Narakodur. There is a van that broke down in Tenali. There is a truck that broke down in Medak. So across Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, there are 50 vehicles that broke down, which needed the expertise that an engineer, a mechanical engineer or an engineer or a mechanic in Hyderabad has. But they don't have. How is that possible to repair those cars? How is it possible? He will wear specs. And then all these 50 places, wherever all the mechanics will wear specs, they will do it from there. So this is going to happen, and this is going to happen because of AR, VR, augmented reality and virtual reality. This is going to happen. Let me tell you one more thing. All of you use email. All of you use, let's say, Gmail. Email means Gmail. Is it? Searching means Googling. Did you Google it? Means did you search it? Did you email means did you Gmail? It has become like that. Okay, so let's take that example. Now you have Google Mail, Gmail. Now you are actually entering your email and password from here, from Guntur. Let's say you travel to Hyderabad. You would enter the same password, same email, or a different email. Let's say you go to Delhi, same email, same password. Let's say you go to Israel, same email, same password. You go to Nigeria, same email, same password. You go to Washington, same email, same password. So, how is it possible? How is that possible? Did you think? You're all engineers, isn't it? Should you not think? You should think. What did Sir say? Apple has been dropping from the top to the bottom since long. I don't know if Newton really discovered or somebody else discovered, but it is documented that Newton discovered. Let us say Newton discovered. Maybe somebody else might have discovered, but they didn't document, or they didn't have access to documentation. Either of that would have happened. Let's say Newton is the first person to discover in a documented fashion. Similarly, Gmail everybody is using. But did you ever think, how is it possible? How is that possible? Because there are huge servers. There are huge data banks. Data bank in Guntur, data bank in Hyderabad, data bank in Delhi, data bank in Washington, data bank in Nigeria, data bank in Pakistan. All those are connected. How? IoT, Internet of Things. So they're all connected. How? Internet of Things. Right? So all these kind of things, simple farmers, they can just, today, for example, if you have to water the plant, when you do it manually, the amount of water that gets dropped to the plant 1 is different from plant 2. But all are the same plants. But if you control in a way that a machine can do, it's all very good. So you will not have an inch of water, a drop of water more than what you would have to apply. So all this is possible from a push button on the mobile. So there is a mobile application. So in a mobile app is there, some server, it has to communicate to some server. So you have to understand some kind of a database management system, and then there is IoT. So all these things if you mix, it's very easy to have this kind of a solution, isn't it? So computers, science and IT, can you clap for yourself? Electronics, they were more enthused. They were shouting. You guys are not shouting. Can you shout? Okay, good. Okay, now, electrical engineering. They are there here? Yes, yeah, triple E. Now, for triple E, there are two things I would like to tell you. Now, today, there are so many things that we are doing manually. 10 years from now, a lot of things will happen through robotics, right? Robotics, automation will happen. So with that, lot of requirement will come for electrical engineers. So you should understand the techniques of electrical engineering, the basics of electrical engineering, to be able to help the world automate itself. So that's one huge opportunity. There is another opportunity in PLCs. What are PLCs? Programmable logic controllers. So every industry needs PLCs. So an electrical engineer who actually upgrades himself or herself to do these kind of requirements will have tremendous opportunities in days to come. So electrical engineers, in the interest of time, I am cutting short, but not because electrical engineering is less. So electrical engineers, can you clap for yourself? Okay. So I will take 3 more minutes to complete. I want to tell you what is an engineer. Engineer is somebody who sees problems and who sees solutions. So what are those problems? Are those problems only technical problems? For me, ఒక్కటి చెప్తాను. తెలివికి మోసానికి తేడా ఏంటి? తెలివికి మోసానికి తేడా, excuse me if somebody doesn't understand this. తెలివికి మోసానికి తేడా ఏంటంటే, ఒక మర్డర్ చేస్తారు. మర్డర్ చేసేవాడు తెలివిగలవాడేనా? తెలివిగలవాడే కదా. మర్డర్ చేసేవాళ్ళు తెలివిగలవాళ్ళే కదా. కానీ ఇది కరెక్టా? కరెక్ట్ కాదు కదా. సో ఇఫ్ ఎన్ ఇంజనీర్ డస్ నాట్ హ్యావ్ ద సోషల్ యాంగిల్, if the engineer does not want to contribute to the society positively, then that engineer is not good. That engineer is not needed. So unless you, let's say if you want to make use of artificial intelligence in a destructive manner, then that is not what an engineer should do, what a human being should do. So unless you have that human angle, unless you are humane, You are not an engineer. So an engineer is somebody who sees the problems and also who sees the solution for it. No. Who sees multiple solutions for it. That's what engineering is. And engineering is about the ability to see the problem as well as solution and how many different ways I can actually solve that problem. That's it. That is engineering. Now, for example, how does it matter? You're all here. You're all in Nirula Engineering College. Vignan Nirula in Engineering College. And how does it apply to you? How does it apply to your life? Okay, I have talked so many things. I have talked about that, this, all of that. But I'll go. After half an hour, I'll go. But how does it impact you? I don't want that my message to you today is wasted. So I will tell you 2-3 examples in your life so that you can think about such things. One. For example, let's say you have some friend or you have your neighbor's family has an 8th grade student. 8th grade student wants to become software engineer because they are looking at you, because their parents, ma'am just said somebody in Amazon would get 42 lakh something, right? 80,000 stipend. So seeing that, they will think, oh, this is very great. And then they will think they want to become a software engineer. But what is software engineer? Computers. No idea. What is software engineer? What is software engineer? I don't know if you all know, but software engineer means it's not just one thing. It's actually, that 8th grade student has to have dreams, has to have imagination. What would a software engineer do? So who will help that person? Who will help that person? Who will help? You. You should help. So you should be able to see the problem that there is a child who wants to become something. The child does not have any information. Today you have information based on my speech. Some information you have. Oh, you mentioned, yes, okay. Some information you have. Some knowledge you have. Based on that, could you help the child? Could you? Yeah, so you should. So ability to see the problem and basically architect a solution. That is just telling. That itself is engineering. Engineering is that simple. 2. How does it apply to Vignan's Nirula College? For example, in your 4th year, what do? You have project. All electronics people, they do VLSA project, embedded systems project. All computer science people, they do mobile application, artificial engineering, blah, blah, blah. All electrical engineering, they do some motor, some switch, some relay. They will do that. But do you do interdisciplinary projects? You should do it. You should do interdisciplinary projects. Make friends with other groups. Make friends with other groups. There is one advertisement, I don't remember. Her friend Jarurat hai something. There is one advertisement. Right? I don't remember that advertisement, but similarly, हर एक friend जरूरत है. Is it definitely you should understand the potential of everybody. Okay? So I'll just quote something from our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He mentioned, like there is a girl, when Smriti Irani in 2014, when she became Education Minister, she took Narendra Modi to a conference. There is a blind girl who asked him something. Sir, did you ever think about becoming Prime Minister of India? Did you ever dream about becoming Chief Minister of Gujarat? He told one thing. That really inspires me. He told that कुछ बनने की सपना मत देखो, कुछ करने की सपना देखो. Don't dream to become something. Dream to do something. Why is that important? That is important because if you think about becoming something, let's say if you think about doing something, okay, if you think about doing something, if you become something through doing something, you will be very happy. If you, let's say, dream to become something, even if you achieve something, you will not be happy. So is that correct? Is that correct? So कुछ करने की सपना देखो, कुछ बनने की नहीं. And the last thing I would like to tell you, what is the best gift that you can give to your parents? What is the best gift that you can give to your parents? What is the best gift that you can give to your parents? By settling in your life, by standing on your own feet, by getting a job or by starting something, earning for yourself, will they expect any money from you? No, right? So, will your teachers, what is the best gift that you can give to your teachers? Do they expect anything from you? So, what should you do? I will just tell you, Narendra Modi, when he is 7 years old, what is his mother? Who is very good students. You're not making much noise. Okay, thank you. So, my last statement is, who is Narendra Modi's mother? When he was 7 years old, his mother was a housemaid. His mother was working in house. Okay, domestic help. His father has a small tea stall. He doesn't have food. You know, let's say 3 times a day, he was not eating. 7 years old boy. All of us are very fortunate that we have food, we have clothing, we have parents to support, we have everything in our lives. A small boy whose mother is a domestic help could become Chief Minister of Gujarat, Prime Minister. How is it possible? It is possible through Mano Sankalpam. Sankalpa Balam. Adi Sankalpa Balam. It is possible through, if you want to become something, think of doing something. You will become something. Think of as a true engineer. Who is a true engineer? True engineer is somebody who sees a problem, who understands the solution for that problem, and that problem should be relevant to the country, to the society, to the people around you. That person is a true engineer, and for that reason, I wish you a very happy Engineers Day again, and I would like you to think of it. At least try to do something now, try to see the problem. Problem may not be technical, but try to also see a solution and become a true engineer to yourself. And I would sincerely like to thank, starting from Rattaya Garu, Ratika Garu, Anuradha Garu, the management of Vignan, and also all of you for your time. And this is my pleasure. Wish you a very happy Engineers Day.
Thank you very much, sir. Madhuri Nalapneni Garu is Senior Director, Engineering and Center Head at Envikas Guntur, driving the offshore development centers in VLSI design for AMD products. Madhuri Garu has 20 plus years of rich experience in VLSI design, verification and architecture. She received Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical and Electronics from BITS Pilani. She has accumulated a wealth of technical leadership and management experience working at top-notch MNCs like Texas Instruments, ST Microelectronics and AMD. She has authored many VLSI technical papers. She has served as technical reviewer at AMD Asia VLSI Career Profile Technical Conference for 5 years. Madhuri Garu received various recognitions in her career for her outstanding contributions, and following are a few excerpts. Received the highest recognition award in AMD by AMD CEO in 2017. Recognition from AMD CTO for excellent delivery of multi-chips SoCs. Recognized for innovation via multiple Global Spotlight, Business Unit and Excellence Awards. Secured state rank in Secondary Board of Education and is a Pratibha Awardee from AP State Government 1999. She has led AMD Hyderabad Women's Forum with a charter to upbringing women leadership and networking. She is a College Connect mentor, an initiative by AP State Government. She delivered multiple corporate, soft skill and career guidance sessions. Now it's our pleasure to invite Madhuri Nalapneni garu to address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
My dear budding VNITS engineers, happy Engineers Day. Yeah. With a sense of gratitude to my parents for where I am today, late Shri Vanajakshi Garu, my mother, and my father, Nageshwara Garu. I'm really feeling privileged to share the stage with Ratay Garu. And thank you for the opportunity, Radhika ma'am, Anuradha ma'am. And I think this is the second time I'm sharing stage with Shiva, so it feels also always special to be together and being part of a lively event like this. And thank you, Vignan, for giving me this opportunity. I believe this is the third time I'm coming here, but I've also been trying to share my experiences at other Vignan institutes. All right, so I know you've heard a good speech from Shiva, so I hope you still have some listening ability and listening power left. I hope you can continue to listen to me for some more time. I'll try to keep it short as much as I can. All right, how many of you dreamt to be an engineer? Can you please raise hands? I think it's like this, right? So Radhika ma'am, it looks to be like 20%. So I'm not surprised because in general, when we look at around, right, the general thought process, even as some of the mothers here, when you think of your kids, what do they really say? You know, I dream becoming an IAS officer, I dream being a doctor, but I don't think we really listen very commonly that I dream to be an engineer, do we? No. Why do you think so? So I just want you to think for yourself. There are probably different reasons why this has happened. There are times in between when engineering has lost its glory with respect to the education segment, in my view. And there are reasons because it's become very common. It wasn't that difficult. And there are other reasons also. But I would like us to take a moment, and rather I would like this to be my opening remark, that a lot of us think, for example, we have a lot of respect to doctors, right? When a doctor comes, even when we go to hospital, we stand up, right? That's the respect that we give to the profession and to the doctors. Because we all believe that doctors save lives. True? That's the primary reason, correct? While I continue to give my respects to doctors, I want each one of you sitting here to really think that an incompetent or an unethical doctor can probably, it costs life of one person or one patient at a given time. But let me tell you, I want you all to realize that any unethical engineer or an incompetent engineer can actually impact several hundreds of lives. Is that true? Can you think of any application to justify what I'm saying? So let's think of some applications, right? How about an aircraft? So if the engineers who are involved in designing the aircraft have not followed the required standards or the quality guidelines that are important and fall for other things like commercial angle or money angle, etc., so they are really putting lives of so many people at risk. Isn't that true? So do we still believe that engineering should not be dreamt? Do we still believe that engineering profession should not be respected? There are a lot of applications like that, right? I mean, a civil engineer takes a lot of responsibility in ensuring that the construction is of the right quality. And there are some examples in movies that are also shown how it gets spoiled if it gets degraded and risks many people's life. So my request to you all is, let's take pride in being an engineer. It is no less a profession. It is nothing less to be dreamt of, even though it's become common, right? I want you all to understand that it is a very, very good and an important profession that is helping to better our lives in various sectors and not just one sector, right? So Shiva spoke about detachment, correct? Ability being detached. Now that's a challenge in engineering, isn't it? Civil engineering or mechanical engineering, we study that. Doctors study orthopedician, like whatever, dermatology, and they do the same thing in practice. But that's not so in engineering. Most of them end up doing coding or software, right? That's the challenge that we have, and there are reasons for these challenges. But I want you all to be conscious in whatever you choose. Depending on, like your interests, I want you all to understand this aspect in mind and take the pride in being an engineer. And I think you and me share a common thing. We have the same DNA. What is that? Sorry? Being a girl? No, it's engineering, right? We all share the same DNA. You're all budding and upcoming engineers, and I would like to work with some of you, and some of the students of Vignan are already working with us, so it feels so good. So that's a common DNA, and we should continue, building more and more such DNA and helping to better our lives in future. And we have a great way ahead. There are a lot of innovations, out there, and all of you should, take pride in contributing to some of those. Now today I want to probably highlight some skills that are probably a bit undermined, and Rathai Garu has rightly pointed out about creativity being a very important skill. What is creativity? I think we all understand the English meaning of creativity, but I just want us to think about it, that creativity is all about seeing what everybody else is seeing, but doing something that no one has ever thought of. Right? So that's creativity. So engineers need this skill very much, because science is about knowing something, correct? If apple was falling, the scientist would try to discover that. So many such examples, but engineering is about doing it, solving a problem. And how do you do it? How do you solve the problem? If you're not creative, you cannot solve the problem. Correct? So it is very important, especially given the number of sectors that engineering deals with, creativity becomes critical, right? So I also want you to think that it is very important for you to be adaptive. What is being adaptive? Being able to adjust yourself to different circumstances. It's about flexibility. It's about accommodating. And I think we have a simple lesson from our hand, and this reminds me of a very, easy way of telling it. I think all fingers of our hand, do they stand equal? Can you just check for yourself? No, right? But can you try bending them? Right? So if you try to bend them, they all stand equal. So if we adjust in life, life becomes very easy for us, overcoming the different situations and challenges that we have. Now, why is it important for an engineer to be adaptive, right? So, Shiva talked about interdisciplinary things. Today, we are talking about mechatronics. So, you have to not just stick to one discipline or domain that you have. There are so many applications. We're talking about automobile, agriculture, spacecraft, engineering, of course, electronics engineering. I think a lot of these engineers, they kind of talk about this, right? Electrical engineers, we give power to the world. Mechanical engineers, we move the world. Electronics engineers, we connect the world. So there's so many applications, and you really need to be flexible to be able to make sure that the product works for different applications. Chemical engineering, naval engineering. So there are so many such streams, and depending on the application that you're using in, you have to be flexible and understand. And today when we are doing engineering also, we have products. We are working in chip design, right? And we work on certain products that go into desktops, laptops, all of you are using them. The same product, a different variant also gets into a smartphone. The same product, a high-end version, gets into an application called server, right? So which means that the engineers have to be adaptive to the applications that are being targeted and make sure that the product is well suited. It could be going to a biomedical application. So we need to make sure that the product is well defined for that. What's the other skill I want to talk about? The other quality that becomes very important and probably not that given that much of importance is about ethics. Have you heard about ethics? Do you think in engineering ethics is important? Do you think it's required in few disciplines or across most of the disciplines? So let me tell you, the first example that I stated is also a very good one for you to understand that engineering is also about trust. Imagine you sitting in an aircraft. You probably understand a bit of engineering, so it's easy. But if your parents are sitting in an aircraft, they don't know much how it works. It's one of the most difficult profession to be explained, isn't it? I find it so much difficult to explain what I do to a common man. So it's not an easy profession to be explained because it can't be seen that easily. Though we're trying to shaping the world better through products. Products are seen, but how we do it or the technology involved is definitely very difficult for common people to understand. So when your parents sit in the craft, they're really trusting that somebody has done this design in a right way. A good design is a combination of science and engineering. It needs both, right? Which means there's a lot of trust of several people who are using the technology that we are building. So we have to feel more responsible because we should not break someone's trust. There is also a very fine line moral principle that is involved over here. We should feel more responsible for all the products that we build for, right? And I also want to highlight that ethics, there are a lot of governing bodies that define ethics, which are a standard set of guidelines in not just one sector of engineering. I want you all to be aware that whether it is naval engineering, chemical engineering, electrical, electronic, software, any aspect of engineering. So there are a set of guidelines. And like Rategar rightly put it, you become different only if you are trying to look at a social angle to engineering. You should really try to solve problems and not try to create problems. Does technology create problems? How many of you think? Yes? Technology definitely creates a lot of problems. Like he said, right? Sleep. A lot of us still hang around phones around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, still trying to catch up with the phones and messages and not really sleeping. So technology definitely we all know has to be used in the right way, correct? So there are people who are trying to hack. So many hackers are around. So it's good if you're trying to hack in the right way but not in the wrong way. So ethics becomes very important. We have to safeguard public safety. We have to make sure that it is in turn being helpful to the society and not being disastrous for the society. So as engineers, I want you all to rethink about your responsibility of being an engineer and really look at how do we reconstruct our country, India, by being more responsible engineers. With that, I would like to end my message and wish you all the best in whatever you're doing. And a happy Engineers Day again. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable speech. On the eve of Engineers Day, a few competitions are conducted in various departments, and the students have proved their caliber. So sit tight and cheer up the winners with a big round of applause. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to join in felicitating our chief guest, Mr. Sivamakutam Garu and Nallapaneni Madhuri Garu.
I request all the prize winners to gather here at the stage. I request all the winners from Department of CSE to gather here at the stage. Firstly, the winners of Code Mania. The winners from 2nd BTech are Chennam Setti Stravya and the runner is Gajjala Mallika. The winner of Code Mania from 3rd BTech is S. Lavanya and the runner is P. Deepika. Now the winners of Ideathon. From 2nd BTech, the winners are Sheikh Samira and G. Maitri. Anna music kantame. The runners are A. Lakshmi Priya and G. Maleshwari. From 3rd BTech, the winners are Krishna Sahiti and Syed Reshma. The runner is V. Shriya.
Nothing ever comes without a consequence. I can't tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will
For the best coders, the winner from 3rd BTech is N. Sharanya. And from the 2nd BTech is C.H. Shravya.
Cheer up our winners with a big round of applause.
The winners list of paper presentation from 2nd BTech, the winners are A. Lakshmi Priya and G. Maleshwari. The runners are T. Tulasi and Harshita. And the consolation prize is for Eshita and Manogna. And now the winners list of Project Expo. From 2nd year, the winners are Maitri and team. G. Maitri, K. Pravalika and Sheikh Samira. The runners are G. Kundana, G. Jahnavi and K. Mallika. From 3rd year, the winners are K. Vaishnavi, Hema, Manogna and Sri Dattu. And now the runners are Sai Pavani, P. Sahiti, Shravani and Balachandana. It's time for the prizes for the ECE department. I request all the prize winners of ECE department to gather over the stage.
For poster presentation, prize winners are Sri Aparna and Akshaya Mupidi. And from 2nd BTech, Sheikh Mubina and Reshma. And for technical quiz, winners are Sadvika, Shravani and Tanuja. And the runners are Shravani, Ramyasri, Vidya Jasmine.
For the Project Expo winners, the first prize goes to Lakshmi Saraswati, Himasri, Guruvardhini and Shravani. And from third BTech, the first prize goes to Niharika Reddy, Hemasri, Ashwini and Srilekha.
And from second BTech, the winners are Sri Lakshmi Pavani, Sneha and Nandini. And from third BTech, Shri Aparnam, Asin, Akila, Devika and Amit Banu.
Now it is time for the prize distribution of EEE department.
Under Project Expo in ECE department, the winners are Sri Lakshmi Pavani and Sneha and Nandini from 4th BTech.
Now it is time for the prize distribution for EEE department. I request all the prize winners to come over here to the dais. Firstly, for technical crosswords, the winners are A. Triveni and DL Supraja. The runners are K. Jahnavi and G. Sai Sri. And for the technical quiz, the winners are B. Tejashvi, M. Bhavya and P. Yashashvi from 4th and 3rd BTech. The runners are K. Jahnavi, G. Radhika and K. Tejashvi.
And for coding contest, the winners are D. Pujita and the runner is Himadipti.
And for Project Expo, the winner is Himadipti, Lakshmi Prasanna and Pujita for the title Automatic Plant Watering System. And the runners are Faraha Sultanam, Kirti, Sahita and Afrin. And the title is Rotating Solar Panel with Arduino.
I request all the winners from IT department to gather over the stage.
For technical quiz, the winners are Varshini and team. Varshini, Vaishnavi, Lakshmi Sai, Narayanamma, Lakshmi Prasanna, Akhila Reddy, Jyotika and Varshini.
And the runners are Sri Lakshmi, Divya, Kavita, Lakshmi Prasanna, Jahnavi, D. Anusha, B. Shravita, M. Tanmay, K. Shravanti.
For debate, the winners are Shravya, Meghana, Tejashri, Fauzia, Divya and Vaishnavi. And the runners are Srujana, Ramya, Anita, Ramya, Swapnika and Divya. For the logo design competition, the winners are Ramya, Vidya, Kusuma, Shravita and Ashrita. And now the runners are Sumaya, Chandana, Teja, Vaishnavi, Kirti and Deekshita.
The winner is G. Rishita. And for Project Expo, the winner is G. Rishita. And the runners are P. Divya Meghana and M. Kalyani.
I request the dance performer Vignan to come on to the dais. And also the Silambam girl Vishnupriya to come on to the dais. Vishnupriya also. management is very happy that our beloved chairman has announced not only for the students the prizes for different competitions, but also the faculty members who have performed well by in research publications. So those who have presented SEI publication, who has SEI publication rupees 5,000 and Scopus unpaid 3,000 rupees is being announced, which will be given in the next event. So I really thank our chairman sir for awarding and rewarding the students and faculty on the eve of Engineers Day celebrations. So after this event, the troupe from Silambam group has come over here to give a demonstration for all of you. So please stay back. There within 5-10 minutes that arrangement will be done. So just give them an encouragement of the art that has actually been banned by the British government. Okay, so please stay back for the Silambam demonstration to all of you. Vote of thanks. Vote of thanks.
I consider myself fortunate to be chosen to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the institution. First and foremost, I thank Mr. and Mrs. Sri Sivamakutam Garu, our wonderful guests today, for giving us the pleasure of their presence and for inspiring the gathering. I thank our chairman, sir, Dr. Lau Rattai Garu, for his valuable message. I would also like to thank our principal ma'am, Dr. Paturi Radhika Garu, who has been a constant support in guiding us to host this event, Engineers Day, in the grand way. We also thank all the HODs, faculty, student fraternity and non-teaching staff for their support in making this event a memorable one. Once again, a happy Engineers Day to one and all. I also thank all the NCC coordinators for their constant support. I thank NCC and NSS students for their constant support. I request all the students to gather at the ground. I request all of you to gather at the school's ground.
I request all the lady faculty to assemble near the steps for a photo session.